Here are 12 Polish phrases that apparently British people find hilarious. Well, let's see if I do.
12 Polish phrases that British people find hilarious. When dogs bark by their asses. Gdzie psy dupami szczekają.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess what it means. When dogs bark by their asses, maybe someone talks a lot of rubbish, basically. I wouldn't normally use the word rubbish, I'd use the word shit. But that's what I'm going to assume when someone is talking absolute nonsense.
A Polish way to say in the middle of nowhere.
What? I think my example sounds better and makes more sense than the Polish saying that is in the middle of nowhere. What?
I was made into a horse.
I was made into a horse. I've genuinely got no idea what that could mean.
Zrobili mnie w konia. Someone has made you look like a fool by tricking or deceiving you in some way. A similar English saying is, I was taken for a ride.
I was made into a horse. Why the long face? Someone says that when you... Yeah. So there is the saying, why the long face? But that's normally when someone's sad. That's a weird... This is mental.
Go stuff yourself. Wypchaj się.
Get lost.
Go away. Get lost. I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. Roll with butter. Bułka z masłem.
Bułka z masłem. Roll with butter. Roll with butter. I'm going to say to get on with it, just to get on with things. Things are a bit difficult, but you get on with it.
This means that a task or situation is simple, easy. A similar English phrase is piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Spelt piece wrong. Piece of cake. Easy.
Bear's favor. Niedźwiedzia przysługa.
Bear's favor. As in someone helps you? It doesn't... Hang on, we'll have to find out.
The phrase refers to a favor which, when granted, ends up being more trouble than it was worth.
Maybe it's like a bear has done you a favor, but in the end, the bear will probably eat you. Maybe.
Don't call the wolf from the forest. Nie wywołuj wilka z lasu.
Don't call the wolf from the forest. As in... Is it like the boy who cried wolf? As in, eventually, no one believes you? No, I have no idea.
Don't tempt fate. A
Don't
similar
tempt
English
fate.
phrase is, let sleeping dogs lie.
Got ya.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Not my circus, not my monkey. As in, not my problem. It's your problem, not mine.
Nie mój cyrk, nie moje małpy. This is not my problem. Similar to not my house, not my rules. Your hands are clean and you had nothing to do with it. Once in a Russian year. Raz na ruski rok.
Once in a Russian year. No, I can't even guess that.
Referring to something that hardly happens or that basically never happens. An English equivalent is once in a blue moon.
Yeah, we would say once in a blue moon. I wonder why it's once in a Russian year, something that never happens. Maybe, the Russians... See, this isn't that great anymore because obviously the Russians have invaded, but maybe it's like the Russians are just full of crap. They talk a load of rubbish and don't actually act upon it. Maybe that's what that reference is. I don't know.
Make bigos. Narobić bigosu. To make a big mess of a situation. Bigos is a Polish stew with just about every kind of meat or vegetable thrown in. The English equivalent is, you really made a mess out of this.
The problem with this is I don't know what a bigos was. Now I know it's a stew, and I think it's the sort of stew that is really kind of big in Poland. It's the sort of when you don't have a lot of money and you just have to chuck everything in. It's like when we have loads of bits in the fridge, nothing really to make a proper meal. You end up just chucking everything into one thing.
Don't teach a father how to make children. Nie ucz ojca robić dzieci.
Don't teach a father how to make children, i.e., it's like riding a bike. As in, once you know how to do it, you know how to do it forever.
The English version is actually as bizarre as Polish. Don't teach your grandmother how to suck eggs. It is nothing more than advice given to a person that is unnecessary as they already know it.
So, yeah. So, there's no point of offering advice to someone because they already know how to do it. It's such a sort of a simple task. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. I like that one.
Probably they even have more knowledge about the topic than the person giving the advice. Thinking of blue almonds. Myśleć o niebieskich migdałach.
I didn't even know you could get blue almonds, and you probably can't. Thinking of blue almonds. Once again, I have literally no idea.
A rather sweet way of saying that you drifted off into a daydream. To speak straight from the bridge. Mówić prosto z mostu.
Speak straight from the bridge. Is that saying something like to be quite honest, to be to not necessarily think before you speak?
Telling it like it is. Just straight up speaking the truth.
Nice, I'm taking that. Interesting. There's some that you can work out that completely make sense, but then there are some that just absolutely no idea where they get that from. Like the dog's ass. Fascinating. It's always fascinating to learn about. It's not necessarily the Polish language. That's not what we're looking at there. It's what culturally has gone through generations as sayings. And we have similar sayings like that in the UK. And as you could see, most of them can be translated. But there's those, it's just bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Well, hopefully you're going to be using some of them later on down the line if any of these crop up and need to be used. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go to charlieandrob.com and I will catch you next time.